So Vince Vega says, can you share the Dehydrator setup you have and some jerky recipes? I bought an Excalibur and I'm looking for ideas. So Excalibur is what we have. We have the one without the timer. It's about $60 less. We've had this for over 15 years. A lot of times we have cycled it literally just 24 hours a day for week after week after week after week. I have never wished I had the timer. I've never missed the timer. In fact, a lot of times when you should run the cycle for 8 hours or whatever, I just don't have time to take it out. So I'll just let it run the entire day until that next evening or whatever. And there's times when we have forgotten stuff that's in here and it's ran for a week complete, 24 hours a day. And I'm just of the belief that the drier the better probably. Might not be the best product, but come time to use this stuff, we're going to use it in soups and stews and porridge and gruel and, you know, oatmeal and shit. As far as beef jerky, we don't really have a secret recipe or anything for beef jerky. We use this Walmart beef jerky, hickory jerky seasoning kit from Walmart, and that's what we use. It's cheap. You cut your meat up, you make a liquid with this powder, and you put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then you just take it out of there and put it right on the
meat
deal, and then you run it for, you know, 8-12 hours, whatever it says. And really, I like my jerky a little more moist. It's just better, but it doesn't store as long. It's going to start to mold after a week or so. Whereas if you make it drier, you might get 2 or 3 weeks out of it. And then these are strawberries that we cut. We had a ton of pineapple, like 100 pounds of frozen pineapple. And then broccoli. And then when you do, as I'm sure you know, when you do fruits and vegetables, a lot of times they have to be parboiled or blanched. And if you're buying frozen vegetables out of the freezer section at the grocery store, they already come like that. So you can take them frozen straight out of the bags, put it right on the trays. You don't have to chop it up. It's already cut up. Everything's done for you. But then you're not storing stuff that you produced, and you also aren't aware of what the inputs to those fruits and vegetables were either, or chemicals. So this is episode 12.
Episode 12.
So this is episode 12 of the Thunderdome question and answer. I'm super fucked up with this table. There we go. Andrea Snow, first question here. At SOE, do y'all have any periods during the year that are busier than others, or are you all balls to the wall all year long? Aside from exploring, antiques, city exploring, what else do you do in your moments of downtime? I like to, talk to my husband in a friendly hand of cribbage. You want to go with that? Okay, so we're not doing any of that bullshit. Cribbage. What is that, a card game?
No. No, we don't play cards.
We just have a lot of sex, like in my downtime. Like that's what, if we're having a friendly conversation, that's what it's going to be about.
That's what it's going to lead to, at least.
We don't ever, like, there's not a time when we don't work, like, ever. Even when we're out doing stuff on the weekends, we're still recording. It's still some manner of work. We're still constantly discussing work things. She drives. I've got a phone. I've got a laptop with me. And it's constantly interacting on social media, answering questions, private messaging coming through. And we have private messages from 10 different platforms. So we typically try to answer those. Looking at the website, stuff going through. A lot of times when we're driving, if a guy's asking about his stuff, I'll pull his order number up, and then we can see how many orders he has. A lot of times while we're doing that, I'll look at his other orders to see if he has open orders, set that to print so we can, put eyes on it when we get back into town. And then I'll also look at the individual items on the website, right? Is it current? Is it open where they can buy it if we don't have it? That's how the whole website used to be. So, I mean, it's always work. We have incorporated everything we do. I got up at 3:30 yesterday morning, made a video, worked out, did an hour of cardio, worked out. When I came through the building, she was up, and we're just getting ready to go. And she was printing orders out. highlighting anything that needed eyeballs drawn to it, special requests or anything like that on those things. Cody shows up at 6:30. We opened the property at 7, and employees are here coming in at 7 o'clock. So that's, I mean, all of our days for the most part, there's a framework that it looks the same, right? It works. We've done it forever. There's slower times a year. When it's super hot, Alumni Weekend at Tactical Response was originally like in July, because nobody would come train because it's so hot. That was when they could not fill classes. So they would do a free weekend of training that would draw in hundreds of people, and it would do sales through the gear shop. And typically in this industry, the sales do die off like June, July, August. And then September, October, November, December, they spike back up, and then they run into January, February, March. But it does seem like the sales do fall down. But our highest volumes of sales are always like Black Friday, for instance.
You have something that I think even very successful people haven't figured out yet, is every single thing that you guys do somehow leads back to the business. Mm-hmm. And like you see, like, you know, multi-millionaires, they call them deca-millionaires now, like they're out on their yacht. Yeah, I guess that's social media, but that's just them wasting time. You guys are, even when you guys do the antique stuff, how many times have you heard somebody walk in and go, oh my God, I can't believe this. Mm-hmm. It's like an attraction, which brings them to the business. Like, you guys have figured that out very well.
It does. It's conversation. It all leads to conversation. Like I was talking with Tim and Nicole yesterday, and Tim's done really well on his TikTok page, really well, and his YouTube channel. And the question is, like, how are you making money off of that, right? So, yeah. People just like your content, so they want to support you in some manner, but they have no need for, Tim's handyman service or whatever. But I'm sure he has like Amazon links, right? So he gets 1% to 2% off of that. If you get 1,000 people a month to use that thing, it could be $1,000 check. It could be more depending on volume.
I think that's what a lot of people don't realize is you need like if you want to be out on your own, not like with a regular payroll job or whatever, you need multiple streams of income. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to get like the big payday. It's going to come in from a bunch of different places.
It's the thousand true fans, right? It doesn't matter how many people are watching. How many people are willing to interact with you in a monetary fashion of some sort? Do you add enough value? How can I get 1,000 people to subscribe to something for $5 a month, perhaps, right? Yeah. And then how do we scale that to be $5 a week? And then once you have that, and you have those people willing to have that interaction with you, what else can we provide for them, right?
Yeah.
Everybody uses a coffee cup. Can I sell you a coffee cup? Can I brand some coffee and do it as a bundle, right? And then put a sticker in there. So the sticker's on the car, coffee cups on the desk, the coffee, they liked it. We only do good shit, right?
Yeah.
So when they run out, they want more of that coffee. So, we do 120 pounds of coffee that Nicole roasts. Like, when we order it, it goes from green bean to roasted. So it's the freshest you can get. And then, clothing and merchandise and branded merchandise and stuff like that. And then affiliate links. Like, affiliates are kind of it's a mystery to people as to how that works, but really it's just an app that you put on your phone, or you integrate it with your website, so that basically whatever item we're pushing, or whether it's even the website, for instance, I could be like, okay, you have 1 million viewers, talk great about my product, here's a link, and you'll get 10% from everybody that clicks through there and goes to my site and interacts, right? And when the website does it, the program does it automatically. So we set that parameter for 10% or 20% or whatever it is, and then we just cut you a check whatever the agreed upon amount is, 30 days, every quarter, or whatever that is.
Yeah.
So if you can set up dozens of those,
yeah,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you need a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not that you don't make there are people making $1 million off of Amazon, but that's not what I'm after, right? Mm-hmm. I want something that I don't really have to maintain. So when we talk about products, we're like, hey, this thing, here's a link to it on Amazon. But also during the live videos, people are like, hey, I used your Amazon link. Like, I don't really have to bring it up anymore. Mm-hmm. Somebody's like, hey, I just bought something and it was through Amazon. I'm like, thank you. And what he's talking about is on any of our videos or our Facebook or webpage, any of our stuff, if you see anything that says Amazon, if you just click that that's a click-through link with a very unique URL for my shop on Amazon. And then it downloads a cookie. So anything, it doesn't matter what you buy, anything you buy, we get 1 to 2% off of it. But like a couple of years ago, and it happens every now and then. A couple of years ago, some dude bought some ladder that was on closeout. And we got $70 off the ladder.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you get a couple of those a week,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point, everybody uses Amazon. And then Walmart just came out with, they're trying to compete with Amazon. Like when you search gold for sale, it's on fucking Walmart. Walmart's got gold. Walmart has fucking swimming pools. Walmart has vehicles. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
It goes through Walmart's payment gate basically, and then it probably drops, just like Amazon did in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like a drop shipping. I've had some stuff from Walmart like that where it didn't come from them, but we purchased it from them.
But they're wide open. So
Yeah.
like when we started off doing Amazon, we were doing really well. We were putting it out in our emails, and we were putting it in our signature line on our emails that we were personally sending. The website emails going out had it, and Amazon like knows when you start making money, they're like, hey, you got to remove that or we're going to cancel you. They do everything they can to throttle you back. And what Walmart just said is, hey, you're wide open. Make as much money as you can right now, because they're trying to they're trying to compete with Amazon in the market share.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but one thing that I wanted to point out, you're talking about have this link, but you don't even have to talk about it anymore. That's a theory of digital creation that is try to get paid multiple times for doing the one thing. So like if you've got a lawn mowing business, you have to mow the lawn to get paid. But that you did it once and then you pumped it up and now it's just paying you over and over again. So like if anybody's listening and is trying to get into the digital media world, try to get paid for the things that you've done the one time. A lot of people do courses because they record it once and then they can sell it over and over and over again.
yeah, and there's no consumable to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and ideal. I mean, the information will change, but it's somewhat evergreen.
Yeah.
Somebody could find it 5 years from now and still benefit and pay for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Derek will, and by the way, we do a terrible job of that. Like I have tons of ideas and we put a ton of shit out, and my real failure point is capturing the money, right? We don't, it's all, you should always have a call to action anytime you do anything, even if it's just, hey, join our email, join our website, join our text app, whatever. And I'm terrible about that. Derek Olson, what are the routines of the best employees while they're at work, and what do you respect about them the most? Just the ones that try. So showing up and doing your job, that's 100%. 100% is not going to change your life. It's the 110%. That other 10% is where you're going to really alter your life. Most employees most times when you pay an employee, they are not working 50% of the time that you pay them. That's just how it is. We have a very good crew. We have stragglers for sure. I have people that will call in and be like, hey, or they text in and like, I'm not going to make it in. I don't even care. We don't miss them. Like I'm literally, the minute somebody else walks in and is going to take that machine that she's on, she won't work here anymore. I literally don't care. Then we have other people when they're sick. You're like, shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to hit the floor and make up that, right? I'm gonna have to fucking, put forth some of the energy that she would have put into there. And you have people that just motivate other people simply by being here and the way they do things. When I open that gate at 7 o'clock, I have 2 employees, oftentimes 3, that come rolling straight through. They're here already, ready to go. They're also the first ones here, and they're the last ones to leave. They are also the ones, we have 1 employee, 2 employees, but one specifically who within a week has missed more time than these other employees in an entire year. I have an employee right now who has missed more time in a 30-day period than most of my other employees have missed in 10 years. Mm-hmm. So our crew is very, very good. You have to be good to work here. And then we have people that are just here because everything they do is something we don't have to fucking do. Like we have that conversation. Like we'll literally be standing there and we'll be looking at each other and one of us just says, why don't we get rid of so-and-so? And the other 3 people will be like, I was literally going to just say the same thing. you just have a few people when some shit's going to happen on Monday, or you've got some motherfucker that's not going to show up on Thursday and Friday. We expect, and it's always the same couple of people. It's always the same people. We expect that she's not going to come to work on Sunday because we know where she was out drinking on Saturday and Sunday. She won't be to work Monday. We expect that, and we don't even fucking care. And those people make considerably less money. I have people that have worked here 3 years that are already making at the top of our pay scale, and I have people that have worked here 5-6 years that haven't raised hardly at all. And when I say top of the pay scale, it doesn't like top out. We are currently paying almost all of our employees right now more than 20-year people at Carhartt make. And Carhartt has all kinds of bullshit that they sprinkle in with it. And we don't do performance pay, nothing. Like, our people, we pay our people well, and we pay them based on their fucking performance. I don't know. Naturalist Farmstead. What 3 pieces of SOE gear would you choose if you could only grab 3 to have for a month in the Tennessee wilderness? The real answer, I don't fucking know, man. We make bags and shit. What do I need to live in? The real answer is everybody wants to buy these things to survive in the wilderness. And Cody and a few of the dudes went to a bushcrafting survival class, wetsuit. Russ Kolkman put on wetsuit survival. And he's like, okay, go to the car and get all your stuff. And everybody came in with backpacks and tents and all this shit. He's like, put it in the fucking corner. You're not taking that. You can only bring what's in your pockets right now. And they literally walked out for 3 days. They were out on the range for 3 days. It fucking snowed. It iced. It sleeted. And what you realize is if you have skill and mindset, you don't need all that other shit. I make bags and stuff. On the weekends, what do we carry? I carry a mini pack. I carry a fanny pack. I've got a couple large tool bags with us. Would any of those benefit me walking out in the forest? We have forest right here. We're right on not BLM land, but we're right on Tennessee Valley Authority land. To walk out there, I don't know what we even fucking make. It's not the shit. It's the stuff that would be in the bag that would make things easier.
That's what I was gonna say. Is you guys make stuff that solves problems, and if you don't know if you have that problem or not, then you don't need that thing.
Then you don't.
Right. I mean, if we're walking out in the woods with a shotgun, you definitely want a shotgun rig, right? If you're walking out in the woods with an AR, you definitely want one of our micro rigs. And you said 72 hours. Oh no, you said a month. So, more importantly, the backpack and what's in the backpack. DJ Guzman, you have mentioned in the past that the CIA played a role in creating gangster or help push the genre, gangster rap. Absolutely, they did. You should look that up. Just put in gangster rap in the CIA in YouTube and start watching the videos. And you will see a lot of rappers talking about that as well. You'll see a lot of names mentioned that are on fucking the federal government's payroll. And then you'll hear how they were instrumental in those things. Do you think it was also a tool of the crack pandemic in the 80s? Yeah, they've already got busted for it. Like, they fucking came out and said they introduced crack. Same thing with AIDS running rampant through San Francisco. Like, Fauci's team, they knew AIDS was in San Francisco 4 years before they ever fucking even named it or brought it out public. Yeah. It's not what I think. They fucking have admitted to it. Absolutely. Cody Atherley. What are some things that you have in your preps that you think other preppers neglect to have? Possibly things that aren't common preps. Fuck, I don't know.
Other size clothes and shoes.
We do. We have I have these big folding lid bins. And REI would do a used gear sale, and now it's fucking lame. But they used to do a used gear sale. So REI's policy was you could buy anything you want, take it out for the weekend, use it, and decide you don't want it, or remorse, take it back, or you lost your job and you needed your money back. You could take shit back years later. Or you're just going backpacking and camping for the weekend. You go buy some shit on your credit card, take it back. REI would take it all back and amass it in these big, huge bins and then they would price it, and they would typically sell it for 20% of retail. So something, I keep hearing something move. So we would go to the used gear sale, which would happen 3-4 times a year. And I mean, we were buying stuff at a discounted rate and still got a discount on top of that. And we were still buying $5-7 grand worth of shit. I mean, we literally would have to Tetris. We had so much shit, we could barely fit it in the excursion. So I would buy Solomon shoes, same Solomon shoes I wear, but I'd buy them in size 5, 6, 7, 8, because the kids were growing. The kids were going to use them. I still have hundreds of pairs of those shoes, in brand new, in folding lid bins, stacked up in a climate-controlled area. Same with clothing. We have tons of clothing should we ever need it. But I don't think that other people don't do that. I think other preppers have a conversation about things, and in their mind, because they have the conversation, they never executed or so busy chasing some other things. When you really talk to people, like I remember we met at like a Cracker Barrel for a survival podcast meetup or something, and you had all these preppers there. But when you walked away, you really got the feeling that they didn't do any of that shit, right? Because they had bald tires on their cars, or they had trucks with different size tires. Like the 3 tires were on, but the donut was on. Is that dude? Maybe. I mean, maybe. But it's your mindset more than anything. Like there's 2 kinds of preppers, right? You can have preppers and homesteaders that are so busy homesteading that they literally live in poverty, and they're okay with that. They don't want for anything more. I don't want to live that way. And then you have other preppers that have so much money that they can build barn dominiums with underground bunkers and cisterns and escape tunnels. I'd rather be that guy. If you look at Tag from Life Done Free, his house is like 6,000 feet or 4,600 square feet or whatever. Like he built that thing. There is no water pipes running onto his property. There's no city water. There's no electric. I mean, nothing comes on his property. He is 100% off the grid. And you would never know it looking at the house. You would never know, like, you wouldn't go, oh, are you not on city water? Are you not? Because he has pressure. He has massive amounts of water. He has redundancy. He's got 3 or 4 major bodies of water on the property that he can pull water into the house from any one of those. So I would rather live like that.
I have something that people might not agree with, but it's an out-of-the-box thing, like something people wouldn't think about. And it's the American Express Platinum card, because I was looking at it, I have it, and I was getting ready to cancel it because it cost $600 a year to have it. Like, I don't need it. I was looking at it and I was thinking, well, I pay $600 a year for carry insurance, and I really hope I don't need that. And it doesn't give me anything, you know, on a day-to-day basis besides like a magazine. And I started looking at everything that the American Express does for me.
The concierge service.
Yeah, not only that, but you get stuff like the Walmart thing, the Walmart Amazon Prime thing. You get that free. I get HBO for free. I mean, it's not free because I had to pay the $600, but once you get rid of everything that they give you back, it's about $300. And the thing is it's a charge card that turns into a credit card after you spend over $100. And has there been any time in anybody's life where $50,000 could solve a problem right now? Because that card will do that.
Plus, along those lines too, plus your shit burns down or a tornado wipes your shit out, you call that 800 number, those people on the other line are going to find you a hotel.
Yeah.
A hotel that is most likely not accessible to other people.
Exactly.
Like,
so
I don't know if we're a gold member or a diamond platinum member still for Hilton hotels. We were using hotels so frequently. When you would walk in and be like, hey, I need a room, they'd just be like, yeah, sorry, sir, we don't have any. When you identified that you were a diamond member or a platinum member, they have a whole fucking floor that's only for those people, right?
Exactly.
They have them. They just don't have them for you.
Yeah.
So it's the cost. But what about a plum card? What's the plum card cost?
So I think the plum card might be free. There's only a few that cost money. And that's the difference between the charge cards and the credit cards. The credit cards, most of them are free. Some of them are like $100 a year, stuff like that. This is their big one, other than the black. But you don't want the black anyways. It doesn't come with anything.
It costs, and what's it cost? 13 grand or something?
So you have to pay 15 grand to get the card, and then I think it's $25,000 a year, or maybe $10,000 a year. It's another amount of thousands of dollars that you have to pay every year, and it doesn't get good points. It doesn't really come like you can flex. You can be like, look, I have this black card.
The plum card does more for you than the black card does.
Yeah, it does. But the platinum is interesting because you think that it's too. Well, who would pay $600 for a credit card? But it has an unlimited limit, and it's a charge card, so you don't have to pay any interest if you pay it off. But if you spend, like if your purchase was $150, you don't have to pay it off like a regular charge card. You can roll it over. So it's interesting. It's something to think about. I ended up not canceling it because I'm thinking if I'm paying for just in case with my carry insurance the same price, this gives me a lot more stuff that I use every day anyways.
How much could you convert to cash off of that credit line?
So I don't know. It's different for everybody, and I got mine 2 years ago, and it was $18,000 for me. But it's different for everybody, and it changes. But then you have to pay interest and fees and stuff if you need the cash. But,
so people, and right now there's some dudes like, you're not a prepper if you're using credit. This is not about using credit. The American Express card, you're gonna write them a check every fucking month. You're gonna. I'm like, for instance, we get $60,000 worth of fucking materials come in here. So I have my vendors. When we buy material, my vendors run our cards. Then we don't have 30 days net, 60 days net. I have them run my shit right then. So if you put that on an American Express card and you get 2% back or 3% back on those things, that'll pay the salary for an employee or two every month, just off of that free money that you're getting back. Whereas if you use some other, you don't get that back. So it's advantageous. And if you need it, if for something, a big purchase in a hurry, you can literally walk right in and buy a vehicle with it if you have to.
And just like a little side perk, I was looking at it the other day, and right now the sign-up bonus is 100,000 points. Now, you can spend a few days in a really nice hotel for that much, or what a lot of people do because they want the pictures of it is you can fly around the world in like a real business class seat, like the pod, for 100,000 points for free. So they do that, get their Instagram pictures, and then like if you need a hotel and you don't have any money, you have those points. Or if you want to, grandparents are coming for Christmas. I'm thinking about taking Annie to a nice hotel in Nashville. I'm not going to pay for it. American Express is going to pay for it.
And leave the kids with grandma?
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not taking grandma, are you?
No. See, grandma's the only one that's ever babysat before, so that's just the way it is. When she comes, we get
Man,
to
you
do
need like
whatever.
a granny flat on your every house.
So we have offered, the next door neighbors just sold their house for way less than what they were asking. I told them I'd buy it for them. We'd take down the fence. They could play in the backyard. We've offered so many different things, and it's grandpa that doesn't want to move. So
They're coming from Cali, right?
Arizona. They moved out of California before we did.
Well, I mean, maybe California will fall in the ocean while they're here, and then the water will be in Arizona, and they'll have to move.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're hoping. We're hoping something changes where they have
Something
to
catastrophic.
Yeah, exactly.
So what do we have in our preps? I don't know.
One thing we don't have because we don't need it, I think that's important, is birth control. People don't think about if there's no power and it's late at night and you're like snuggled up, what's going to happen? People are going to start having sex for comfort, for money, whatever the case may be, and the last thing you want to do is try having a baby in the apocalypse. I think that birth control is probably very important for people who are not sterilized, and that is probably something you should add to your preps.
Good.
Yeah, that's something that I never thought about.
Yeah. I mean, I've had my tubes tied since I had Sebastian, so I'm very grateful for that. But if I didn't...
There's another way. There's a couple other things that you could do to not get pregnant.
Well, the only other way to not get pregnant is to simply not have sex, period.
No, there's
a few other ways.
Two other ways that you could not get pregnant.
I'll show you later.
No.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about realest, one of the realest to try. My family, SOE, got the tools to survive.